Scare Files, the mysterious Maury Island incident. This real case, who everyone has heard of, is the Rothko case. It was in 1947 when an unknown object crashed on a ranch in New Mexico. But what almost no one knows is that only 2 weeks before, on the Smile Island or Moria Island in English, the island of Maury, which is located in the state of Washington, it would be a much more sighting and disturbing. This event took place during the afternoon from June 21st, 1947, when Harold and his daughter were in a boat at about 2 in the morning. They said they were perplexed because they witnessed something quite strange, since 6 discs were flying over them. They were shaped like a donut and approximately between 30 to 40 meters of diameter. Really scared, Harold tried to see what was going on, and he believed he saw a window where there were distinguished eyes that watched him. Slowly descended on the man's boat and stopped at about 100 meters above the water, believing that the flying saucer would impact the ship. Harold and his son went to the near shore of Maury Island, and once they came to Earth, Harold captured multiple unidentified images of the objects. There you can find one of the dishes that kept floating in circles began to descend. It heard like a loud crash. It disturbed the peace of the place, and a white light and some dark material started to emanate from the ship, according to the statements. The flying saucer threw about 20 tons of hot material that at contact with water produced small steam columns. Most of the material ended up in the water, but a piece ended at his son's left arm, and another killed his dog. Through the blow, he took his child to the hospital, so to receive medical attention, and Harold provided event details to the supervisor named Fred Chrisma. The man did not believe a single word, and the negatives of Harold's photographs were damaged. During the incident, there was no proof to back his story up. However, curiosity led Fred to the Maury Island to collect samples from the cursed material. Also, the material looking whitish and light metallic, while that the rest looked like volcanic rock. To collect these samples, also was claimed to observe something in the sky, but strange things could not stop there, since after the incident, Harold assured to receive the visit of a strange guy dressed in black. This man invited him to breakfast. They said drove his own car to continue a late model luxury car, which was known to that man dressed in black. While they ate, the unknown didn't say questions. Actually, he sat up and told Harold to tell him a detailed description of what had happened to him in that island. But after the man dressed in black indicated that he could not reveal one detail of its existence, or what contrary, Harold and his family would suffer terrible consequences. Harold ignored the stranger's warnings and set about spreading the incident. He even sent samples of the material that he and Fred had collected. However, it seems that the man dressed in black did kept his word, since in a short time after Harold disclosed to everything that what happened to her son, disappeared. Some versions say that he disappeared a week later, far from home, clearly disoriented and without remember how the case caused so much attention. Even the officers of the Air Force went looking for Harold and Fred, and they were ready to listen what happened that day. After this, there are 2 versions of the history, and the first one is that one of the officers showed great interest, and they even wanted to take the material that Harold and Fred picked up on the island. Instead, the government, they lost interest, as they said that the material was simple aluminum. However, we will never know what the real version was, since something very disturbing would happen to those 2 officers of the Air Force, since only after the interview, the officers died in a plane crash while they returned to their bases, taking with them all the secrets they got of the investigation. And from there, multiple conspiracy theories emerged who said that the officers had been silenced to their findings. But after this, the press resumed the history and gave it much more importance. It was then that the FBI had to get involved. Plus, another element of the Air Force went straight to the Maury Island to investigate the testimonies. It was revealed to the public, saying that Harold and his son had not had contact with any foreign material, and that just what they had found was core. It was product of a metal crashing. FBI agents backed this conclusion, even threatened to sue Harold and Fred for fraud if they didn't say it was all fake and that they cheated. Putting all this together, it was just used to sell a big story in a magazine and gain a lot of money. Because of fear, Carola granted the FBI's request, but I will say that everything is a trick. I just don't want to get into problems this way, but not accepted that it was all a hoax. But they are simply forcing him to say that, but instead Fred did not give up and made several public appearances, ensuring that the story was real and that he had encountered with one flying saucer. But as this, the topic was left and forgotten. time. His version changed and in the end concluded that it was not about aliens but rather a secret military weapon or something illegal that was happening there. From that moment, the incident of the Maury Island has generated great polemics, since some say that everything was a deception of men who wanted to make money and became famous, but others, however, assure that everything was a reality and that something really happened in that island, something really dark. Today, many people claim when there are 6 of them fly saucers, it's difficult to believe. Now, you already know the strange real case of the island of the incident in Maury. Before I go, I invite you to meet my curiosity channel called Your Cosmopolis. I promise that you will love it.